Okay, today we're going to start the algebra portion of our class, solving the equation with rational coefficients. And again, rational is just fraction, decimals. It won't be pi. Um, it'll be numbers that are terminating or repeating decimals. So, start with that. First thing I want you to do is figure this out. Again, pause. For everybody else, we did it in class. Go ahead and pause it, solve it, find out what that question mark is. Okay, you're back. I'll tell you that b plus b equals 30. Therefore, I know 2b's equal 30, b must be 15. 2c plus 2c, which would be 4c's, equal 20. So 1c must be 5. A plus a equals 8, so an a is 4. We come down here, plug it in. 15 plus 5 times 4. When they're next to each other, the letters are next to each other, means multiply. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 15 is 35. Make sure you use order of operations. So we're going to multiply before we add. Okay, next screen. Here's a balance. When we deal with algebra, we need everything to be balanced. So if I have 3x plus 2 equals 11, and I want to solve for x, I want to isolate x, get it by itself. Well, the way I do that is, I got to get rid of that 2. But if I subtract 2 from one side, that left side becomes lighter, the right side becomes heavier, and I no longer have an equation. I have an imbalance. I need it to be balanced. So if I take 2 from the left side, I have to take 2 from the right side. Now I'm back to balance. As long as what I do to one side, I do to the other, I stay in balance. Now I have 3x is equal to 9. But again, don't care what 3x is equal. I care what 1x equals. So I have to divide the 3x by 3 because 3 divided by 3 equals 1. That gives me my 1x. But again, to keep it balanced, if I divide the left side by 3, I have to divide the right side by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. X equals 3. I can check my work by plugging it in. 3 times 3 plus 2. 9 plus 2, 11 does equal 11. I do know I'm correct. X equals 3. This is out of your book. I want you to see it. It's called multiplicative inverse. First thing we're going to talk about. Multiplicative inverse, nothing more than taking the reverse 7/8. We're going to flip it, and we're going to take 8/7. 8/7 would be the reciprocal of 7/8. And if you look down here, if we multiply 7/8 times 8/7, it equals 1. Because they cancel out. 7s cancel out. 8s cancel out. 56 over 56 equals 1. However you want to do it. A over B times B over A equals 1. Because if we multiply a number by its reciprocal, then we get 1. And if it's a negative 3/2 and we multiply it times negative 2/3, we get positive 1. We always want it to be positive 1. And here's why. Oops. If I have a 3 right here, the coefficient, I got to get the coefficient to be 1. I don't care what 3x is equal here. I want to know what 1x equals. Here I have 3/4 c equals 18. Again, I don't care what 3/4 of c equals. I care what 1c equals. And it looks like this. If I write the equation, 3/4 c equals 18, I'd multiply each side by the reciprocal, the multiplicative inverse. Same thing. The reciprocal of 3/4 is 4/3. I do that so that on the left side, 4/3 times 3/4 is 1, and I get my c. But I also have to do that to the right side. Then if I place 18 over 1 times 4 over 3, I can cancel the 3 and 18, becomes 1 and 6. C equals 24. Check your work, you'll find out that C does in fact equal 24. Okay, here's some problems to do on your own. And when I say that, take a moment to do it. I'm going to do a couple of them. I'll do them here with you. And they would look like this so I'm going to have to share my screen with you. So the first problem is 1/5 x equals 12. 1/5 x equals 12. I have to multiply it by its reciprocal, 5/1. That gets rid of the 1/5 and gives me just 1x on the left side. But then I also have to multiply the 12 times 5. Again, you put 5/1 if you wish. Place 12/1 if you wish. So it becomes x equals 60. Was that true? 1/5 times 60, 1/5 of 60. 60/5 equals 12. It is true. I know my answer is 60. Again, if you need to take time when I'm doing this live, I pause, but right now you can go ahead and hit pause if you need to see it closer. Here's -2/9d equals 4. Well, I multiply by the reciprocal of -2/9. Now I want a positive 1d. So I have to multiply by -9/2. -9/2 times -2/9 equals 1, positive 1d. Over here, I have 4/1. It was 4, but I'm going to put it over 1 because I'm multiplying it times -9/2. And I see my 2 and 4 cancel, where my 2 becomes 1, my 4 becomes 2. Just simplifying it early on. And I got 2 times -9, which is -18. Now, we say that's what it equals. Let's see. -2/9 times -18 would be positive 4. That's what we said the answer had to be, was positive 4. So I checked my work. That's how this works. And then there's some practice. If you go to classwork, I guess I should still be sharing. My apologies. If you go to classwork here, you'll see underneath lesson 2-1 skills practice. And then you can't do the work on this paper. So take another sheet of paper out, just like we did on those last two problems. It's going to take some paper, probably 3 sheets of paper to get these done. And do the exact same thing we just did. If there's decimals, then you would divide by 0.3. And again, use a calculator. Nobody's telling you not to use a calculator. So go ahead and get a calculator out and get that done with, just use it, but show the work. It's important to show the work. Finally, once you get that done, there's an ed puzzle between now and Wednesday I need you to listen to, watch. It's What is Algebra? It's a 12-minute ed puzzle. So it won't take any time at all to get that done. 3 questions in there. Just make sure you are watching it. And when you get that done, it'll show up. You don't have to tell them, turn it in. And this here, it even tells you once you complete this page, take a picture and send it to me. Or you can show it to me at start of class on Wednesday. I'll have you hold it up and I'll take a look at it. Okie doke. That would be it for this lesson. See you Wednesday.